Yep, it's one of those. So, I am currently in a tough situation. Now, we got the motor completely torn down on this car. I have 90% of the stuff to put it back together, but unfortunately, I just basically had a bombshell dropped on me that I was not expecting. So some of you guys who've been following the channel for a while might have seen my roommate Brad helping me out with stuff from time to time here and there. Me and Brad have actually been living together, as roommates for almost 9 years now, 8-9 years. And he bought this house. You guys might have seen we moved from the old condo we were in before, very small 2-car garage where we actually started building the Mustang at, and then we moved into this garage. Plenty of space, plenty of room for all the projects, everything like that. That's when I was really able to finally dig deep into this build and do all my fabrication and stuff like that. Now, we had a good run living together. We always got along, everything was great. But obviously has to come to an end at some point. Basically, the scenario is Brad and his girlfriend Nicole, wonderful girl. Jesus Christ, there's a fucking fly in here. So basically, the scenario is that him and his girlfriend Nicole are getting very serious and they want to move in together. So that means I gotta find a new place to live. So right now, he's either going to be buying a new house or adding an addition to this one that we currently live in. I do have time to find a place. He gave me 8 months notice or something like that about everything that's going on. But that does mean that I need to start looking to buy my own place. Unfortunately, the housing market is garbage right now, and finding a place that is sufficient to my needs is very, very difficult. I need to find a place with a garage at least this big, at minimum. Obviously, I would love something much bigger, but they're very few and far between in what I can afford. And right now, the market is not exactly a buyer's market. Luckily, it's starting to come back down, so I'm hoping I can find someplace soon. But I definitely need to find a place that I can have this and my hoist and all of my equipment. And there's so much more equipment that I've been wanting to buy and wanting to get, but realistically, in this garage right here even, I don't have the room for it. I'd like to get a CNC plasma table. I'd like to have more welders, a bigger welding bench, better fabrication equipment, just all kinds of stuff that I'd like to get. But realistically, in here, I do not have the room for that. So, trying to find a place, and I actually went and looked at a place about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago now, and the house was way too big. It was 2,700 square feet, 5-bed, 2-bath for, just me. Which, the price was right, so I really wasn't too upset about it. I was like, all right, maybe I'll offer them this for it, and they accepted the offer, so I was stoked, because it had a 1,400 square foot attached garage with an upstairs mezzanine in it, which was tight, But when we went to look at it, it was getting dark. Like right after we got there, went through the garage and everything was nice, and garage looked good, had 220 outlets in it, didn't have heat, but that's an easy fix. So we're like, all right, cool, let's go check out the inside of the house. And I'm allergic to dogs. They had dogs in there, so immediately can't smell anything. I'm stuffed up. So walking through the house, looking at it, I'm like, all right, it needs a little bit of TLC, some paint, and house is big enough, I could fix up 1 or 2 rooms in here, and it'd be suitable for me, and then give me time to fix up the rest or do whatever I needed, So I put in an offer, they accepted. It's like, all right, cool, as long as everything goes good with inspection, I'm gonna get this place, because it didn't really look too bad from the outside, but like I said, it was starting to get dark, so there were things we didn't notice, and the house was so big that there were a lot of things I overlooked when I went to look at it, and I will never make that mistake again. So, I accepted my offer. I was stoked because the house was 1.5 miles from Auto City Speedway, where I go racing. The garage was big enough for me to basically run an entire fab shop, and whatever I needed out of there, could have set up a full studio setup, all the rooms for doing the 3D printer setups that I have, and you know, it would have been awesome. And then inspection day comes, and the inspector beat me there by about half hour, I want to say, and he got time to go through everything and get up on the roof and get down in the crawl, and that's when he dropped the bombshell on me. He was like, yeah, just so you know, you're not gonna want to buy this house. And I was like, shit, that bad, huh? He's like, let me put it this way. In order for this house to be worth $135,000, you'd probably have to put $175,000 worth of work into it. I was like, all right, well, run me through it. What's wrong with it? He's like, well, for starters, the whole roof needs to be replaced. It hasn't been, probably never been replaced in its lifetime. There's tons of patches. Once I got up there with my camera and everything, he's like, I could see that this was not very well done last time it was done. So he's like, it needs the entire roof replaced. He's like, on a roof this size with that garage and 20, you know, essentially it's over 4,000 square feet of roof. He's like, yeah, it's gonna cost you probably $25,000-$30,000 to do a roof on this. I was like, fuck, that. I mean, that put me up at 160 probably, around there. I'm like, that's manageable, but I really don't want to have to go through all that. He's like, oh, that's not even the worst part. He's like, it gets much, much worse. I was like, fuck. He's like, so I went up in the attic, and the entire attic is covered in mold. Whole inside of the house. Whole inside of the attic. Mold, wall to wall to wall. Apparently it's because nobody ever did shit about the roof, so yeah, water leaks in, and yeah, so yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pass. He's like, well, would you like me to finish? I'm like, dude, go on. So he tells me he's only ever seen this twice in the state of Michigan in his 9 years of doing inspections, that there was termite infestation on this house that was eating away behind the siding. So, and it ate away at the soffits of the roof and the fascias of the roof. So he's like, yeah, you need to do the top of the roof, the soffits, the fascia, siding needs to be replaced. You have to get the mold cleaned out. He's like, you're looking at probably close to $75,000 to fix the entire roof. And then you're looking at probably another 35 grand to redo the siding on this house. And that's if you pull the siding off and there isn't structural damage from all the termite damage that somebody painted over. Like all the termite holes, termite etching, somebody painted over. He actually went through and found all that damage. And then he's like, oh yeah, I got one more nail in the coffin. I was like, oh, tight. It gets worse. So he's like, yeah, so I went to find access to the crawl space, and it's an exterior access to the crawl that is below ground level and never had a door or screen on it. So open to weather, animals, everything to get in there. And apparently under there it was fucked. Like bad. Like he said the entire bottom of the crawl space was flooded. And not just flooded with water, flooded with sewage water. So I just packed my shit up and ran. Nope, not getting involved in that. I had to pay the inspector $450 to tell me that I should not buy a house, but it's probably the best $450 I ever spent in my life. Yeah, so right now it kind of sucks because I need to get this motor back together. I need to get this car finished. And before I even tore this apart, luckily I was saving money up. Now, if you haven't noticed in the last couple of videos, I did splurge and finally buy a decent camera. And I bought all of the wrong lenses for it because I didn't know anything about buying cameras. But I digress. I have been saving money up for next season in preparation. Rebuilding the motor, building a new turbo kit, buying a supply of tires. Now, unfortunately, all that money that I saved up is now going to be used for down payment and moving into a new house. Granted, I can find one. So I honestly have no idea where that puts me time frame wise for getting this back together. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to drive next year at this rate, if, you know, with everything going on and what happens. I mean, kind of a bombshell, kind of sucks, but at the same time, you know, it had to happen eventually. Why not now? So anyways, what this means for the channel and actual content that I'm going to be putting out, if I'm going to be driving next year, I have no idea. It's all up in the air. Right now, it's honestly a money thing and trying to find a place to live that has a decent garage and I can put all my shit in. I mean, it sucks, but you know, it's a new chapter, and it's one of those things I just definitely got to focus on right now, and know when to put the stuff that's a hobby on the back burner to actually take care of the stuff that impacts my actual life. So fingers crossed I can actually find a place with a decent garage and not have to deal with like building a pole barn or any of that shit. So, but yeah, things are probably going to be slowing down quite a bit unless somebody wants to buy my old turbo kit. I could really use the extra money right now. But yeah, I figured I'd at least let you guys know, keep you guys informed on what's going on. That's kind of it for right now. Whenever we can get back to doing this, I'm definitely going to get back to doing it, but as for now, I gotta save up as much money as I can, just in case I do find the right place and, you know, gotta move in. And that's going to be it for this one, though. So, thanks for hearing me out. Love you guys. I'll catch you later.
You